homes in order today. So, of course, we had to call in the one and only Megan Arthurs. Hey, Megan. How's it going?
It is going. The theme of today's show is
your dream.
Really up my alley.
I know. I was like, where's Megan Arthurs on this lineup? We're cleaning the house and organizing. We have to have you in here.
I love it.
Okay, I'm really excited because you're here to chat through some of the latest almost like trends in the world of organization.
Yes, and there's so much projected at us on social media and online, and I think it can get very overwhelming for people, whether it's functional or just aesthetic. So we're gonna go through some of the trends today.
Okay, see if it's a bit of a like a hack or a
a miss or a
hit or a miss.
A hit or a miss.
Yeah, we'll do those ones. I like that. Okay, perfect. Now, first up, we're going to start with the world of like rainbow bookcases. Because I know there's a lot of things out there that are aesthetically pleasing, but maybe not as functionally pleasing. So what do we have to say about those?
Okay, so this trend, it's actually been popular for quite some time. And the trend actually, you know, typically would take our books and put them in a traditional format when we organize them, like by author or title or genre. But this is taking the spine of the book and grouping them by light colors to make this rainbow effect. This trend, it's a mess.
I agree.
It is a mess.
Yes.
Because it is so impractical. You know, I love an aesthetically pleasing shelf, but if you have a vast collection of books, chances are you're not memorizing
the color of the spine.
You got it, Mary. Unless you're only reading like Nancy Drew or something, you know, those yellow books.
Yeah, you're like highlight.
You're like, I know those books.
Yes.
It's really impractical. It's a big miss for me.
I agree. So I did my school in archiving, and I I was like, know who'd hate this? Dewey. Decimal.
So true.
Yes, I was like,
so
absolutely not. Yes, that was a deep cut for those library heads out there. All right, now I agree, a miss. Now, next up, you're going to talk about the 2020 rule. This one is big right now.
This is really big right now. So the 2020 rule is a guideline when you're doing that decluttering process and you're like, to keep or not keep, that is the question.
Yes.
So the rule suggests that if you can replace the item under 20 minutes for less than $20, you can let it go.
Okay.
This trend is a hit.
Okay.
I love this trend.
Yeah.
It is so brilliant, and it's brilliant because it really reduces that just in case mentality. When we're decluttering, we always say like, I'm not using it, but just in case one day.
Me every time. I'm like, but I might need this very specific thing one time.
It's so common, and what I also love about it is it highlights the importance of the item. Like, is this sentimental to you, or are you just holding on to like your everyday spatula for fun?
Yes.
So we have some items here that I just want to display how we could use the rules. So we have some kitchen items. So I do got a spatula here, actually.
I do love a spatula.
So I would ask myself, if I'm using this trend, you know, can I replace this under 20 minutes for less than $20? The answer is, yeah, I could.
If you have like 8 other spatulas.
Exactly. If I have duplicates, maybe I could let it go. Or, for example, coffee mugs. I got a really boring one here. And I have a beautiful one that says, the good stuff with Mary Berg.
I mean, very fancy.
I mean, this is a really hard decision to make.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
The thing is I really couldn't replace this mug because I have such sentimental value to being on the show. So I would keep this mug, and I would dish the drab mug.
Dish the drab. Okay, I love that. And the same goes for books, magazines, pens, and pencils.
So any type of item that you're decluttering, this trend, it's just so fantastic to use.
Yeah, I absolutely love this one. Okay, that's fantastic. Now, moving on, we're going to talk about decanting, the decanting trend. Now, you've decanted on this show before.
I have.
Yes.
I have decanted on the show many times before. So we know that when you're decanting items, you're taking items from original box packaging, you're pouring the contents into more aesthetically pleasing jars, maybe containers, maybe baskets. Obviously, pantry items are a popular thing to decant, toiletries, cleaning supplies even. It is a mess.
A mess?
I know. And it sounds wild coming from my mouth because, like, I'm a decanter.
I know you are.
I even decant in my personal life. I really do. But why it's a miss is because decanting only works well for certain lifestyles and certain spaces. If you're a really busy person, I don't know if you necessarily have time to decant.
Yeah.
And depending on how frequent you use the items, decanting doesn't work. And really, this is something that comes up a lot, and it's a huge problem. If you have a bag of oats and you're pouring them into the jar
every time,
and they don't all fit in the jar, what are you doing with the rest of the oats?
Now you have 2 things of oats.
Exactly, and your space has to allow for that. If your space doesn't allow for it, it becomes a bit problematic. I always recommend just choose one or the other. Either decant your items and just commit, or don't.
Okay.
Yes.
I like this. This is a good one. So I also cute, and I like cereal, so I would just keep this next to me. But we're not going to decant. Okay. So that's a miss. Now, next up, finally, we're going to chat about home goods subscription boxes.
Yes, okay, subscription boxes, as many of us know, we are opting to get a box delivered to our home, typically on a monthly basis, filled with little trinkets, like about 10 items that are like home goods. So we have one here. There's some plants, there's some skincare, some kitchen items. Subscription boxes. It's a big miss.
It's a big miss.
It's like a capital M miss.
Capital M, capital I, capital S.
You got it, Mary.
Yeah.
You say all capitals, all capitals. Okay, subscription boxes make me sweat when I see them. And it's really because that when we opt for a box, we like one or two things.
Yeah.
But there's 10 things. And you get that every month.
Yeah.
Over the course of the year, I'm going to do some math.
Yes.
That means that you have 96 items that you don't really care about.
Yes.
That you have to find storage for.
Yeah.
And you probably feel guilty about letting go because you just spent money on a box.
Yes.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay, this is interesting because I understand the like little treat culture where you're like, but I want a surprise. I'm an adult and I want a loot bag.
It is a loot bag.
Yes.
Yeah. You know how I feel about loot bags.
Yeah, we love a loot bag.
It's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff. Oh, wait, oh yeah, you wouldn't like a loot bag. Okay, well, this is where we don't get along, man. Yeah.
Our relationship is...
It's a fracturing. That's really interesting. So a hard miss on this one.
It's a hard miss for me. I mean, if you're going to use and love all the items, go for it, but chances are you don't.
Okay, I like this. Megan, thanks for keeping us on track with those hits and misses. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.